Think only of the past as its remembrance gives you pleasure. Friendship is certainly the finest balm for the pangs of disappointed love. A woman, especially, if she have the misfortune of knowing anything, should conceal it as well as she can. Nothing is more deceitful than the appearance of humility. It is often only carelessness of opinion, and sometimes selfishness must always be forgiven, because there is no hope of a cure. The more I know of the world, the more I am convinced that I shall never see a man whom I can really love. Seldom, very seldom, does complete truth belong to any human disclosure. Seldom can it happen that something is not a little disguised, or a little mistaken. There is safety in reserve, but no attraction. One cannot love a reserved person. One cannot be always laughing at a man without now and then stumbling on something witty. A large income is the best recipe for happiness I ever heard of. Good-humored, unaffected girls will not do for a man who has been used to sensible women. They are two distinct orders of being. Husbands and wives generally understand when opposition will be vain. I am afraid that the pleasantness of an employment does not always evince its propriety. Give a girl an education and introduce her properly into the world, and 10 to 1 but she has the means of settling well, without further expense to anybody. How quick come the reasons for approving what we like. The person, be a gentleman or a lady, who has not pleasure in a good novel, must be intolerably stupid. You must be the best judge of your own happiness. If I loved you less, I might be able to talk about it more. Friendship is certainly the finest balm for the pangs of disappointed love. Know your own happiness. Want for nothing but patience, or give it a more fascinating name, call it hope. I must learn to be content with being happier than I deserve. There are as many forms of love as there are moments in time. None of us want to be in calm waters all our lives. A mind lively and at ease, can do with seeing nothing, and can see nothing that does not answer. I hate to hear you talk about all women as if they were fine ladies instead of rational creatures. Her heart did whisper that he had done it for her. To be fond of dancing was a certain step towards falling in love.
There is no charm equal to tenderness of heart.
A woman, especially, if she have the misfortune of knowing anything, should conceal it as well as she can. I cannot speak well enough to be unintelligible. An artist cannot do anything slovenly. We do not look in our great cities for our best morality. Every man is surrounded by a neighborhood of voluntary spies. One man's ways may be as good as another's, but we all like our own best. Nobody, who has not been in the interior of a family, can say what the difficulties of any individual of that family may be. Next to being married, a girl likes to be crossed in love a little now and then. In 9 cases out of 10, a woman had better show more affection than she feels. It is very difficult for the prosperous to be humble. Respect for right conduct is felt by everybody. Happiness in marriage is entirely a matter of chance. A large income is the best recipe for happiness I ever heard of. A person who can write a long letter with ease, cannot write ill. If loved you less I might be able to talk about it more.
Single women have a dreadful propensity for being poor, which is one very strong argument in favor of matrimony. It is a truth universally acknowledged, that a single man in possession of a good fortune, must be in want of a wife. One half of the world cannot understand the pleasures of the other. Every man is surrounded by a neighborhood of voluntary spies. There are people, who the more you do for them, the less they will do for themselves. One man's style must not be the rule of another's. Those who do not complain are never pitied. Think only of the past as its remembrance gives you pleasure.